Welcome to Capital Style Files, profiling Ottawa's most stylish citizens. We're here at the Shaw Centre, downtown Ottawa. We're here outside of the Horticulture Building. We're here at the National Arts Centre for the United Way Community Builder of the Year Awards Gala to see what industry leaders are wearing for Bash 2016 London's Calling, the city's wildest party of the year, for the Governor-General's Performing Arts Awards Gala, where Canada's biggest stars and dignitaries gather to celebrate the performing arts. Tonight's gala is all about recognizing the people dedicated to making Ottawa a better place to live. The event is filled with some of Ottawa's most stylish movers, shakers, and community makers. It's a who's who of the city's industry leaders. This is Bash. Bash is one of the city's biggest and most anticipated parties of the year, with tickets selling out well in advance. What is it about this event that has people lining up to attend? It's all about the theme, baby. This awards gala is one of the country's highest profile events. Some of Canada's most recognizable artists, they use the occasion to mingle with dignitaries, politicians, and even media moguls. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Gunn. May I present Tami Varma. The utterly stylish Dominique Baker. Today on Capital Style Files, we have fashion editor Alex Gunn joining us. Alex, I'm so excited for you to be here. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for having me. This is really exciting.
So we're going to talk about your sense of style. And so you're a fashion editor and your husband had a very long career in politics. Those are two worlds that don't necessarily collide very often.
Exactly.
You must have attended a ton of political functions. Mm-hmm. So being so fashionable, were there ever any restrictions on what you could wear to these political events?
So yes, in one word, yes, but it's not that simple. Being a fashion editor, I've always had this desire to try new styles, tackle new trends. But on the political side, it's very partisan, and there are colors for the party, as you well know. Blue, conservative, red, liberal, and then when, of course, you get to the Green Party, it's green, and then NDP is orange. And a lot of those parties stick to their colors. So whenever I would attend an event, I would wear blue. And
really?
Quite often, it would be something that would be almost a standard. It's something that would be just expected, that most people who are attending a particular event would wear blue, and really not much else in terms of color.
Tell me more about your role as fashion editor for the magazine. What are you in charge of? What does your job entail?
Okay, so day to day, really, the office is pretty relaxed. You're allowed to walk in, wearing whatever, fairly casual. I'm mostly responsible for fashion shoots, my column, Ask Alex, and I put together bi-monthly an array of what the typical woman should and want to wear day to day, or let's say for an evening out. I really try and put together something that is obtainable and not too far out there when it comes to fashion and style for someone who is looking to maybe try something new in regard to their wardrobe. People have a hard time stepping away from what they're comfortable with, and I find that's really one of the biggest issues I've come up against. So when I do fashion shoots for the magazine, or when I'm looking at some of the runway trends that we're seeing, I try and take a step back and maybe look at what I'm seeing in the Ottawa community, what people are currently wearing, what they're comfortable wearing. And then I go ahead and I put together my column where I try and incorporate not only what people are going to wear, but what I kind of hope Ottawa will try and wear at the same time as well.
Tell me about the scene that you just mentioned for Ottawa.
Yes.
How would you describe Ottawa's style currently?
Oh, that's a great question. I think there are a lot of pockets of really fashionable people who are trying to separate themselves from their job. I think as a government city, we're so used to seeing people wearing the traditional skirt suit or the traditional pantsuit. It's very buttoned up, very conservative. But I do think there are pockets of people who really try to change things up, who want to wear big pops of color, who want to try prints, who want to make sure that as they age, they're taking their style forward as well. And women really want to feel good about themselves. Mm-hmm. And fashion is one really easy and simple way to do that if you do it properly.
Talking about your editorials for Ottawa Life magazine as a fashion editor, you scour the world, you are very into Canadian designs, promoting Canadian fashion. Tell me about some of the places in Ottawa, either retailers or boutiques, that you like to either shop for yourself or feature for the magazine.
So we have some really nice boutiques in Ottawa that pull clothing and designers from all over the globe as well. There are some really great stores in Ottawa, specifically in Westboro, that I really like. Vins avec moi. There are some great boutiques that have been around for a while, like Victoire. There are some that have just started to, carry some Canadian designers as well. We're really starting to see this push in the Canadian industry for Canadian designers to be featured in some of the bigger retailers like the Bay, where we see Pink Tartan. Joe Fresh is doing really well. So it's nice to see that a lot of the bigger box stores, they want to carry Canadian content and Canadian designers and push that as well. So I always try to do my part and not only carry local Canadian, but I also try and bring in different designers that people may have not heard of before that are just starting out as well.
Today on Capital Style Files, we have Miss Tami Varma, premier event planner in Ottawa, joining us. Thank you for coming today.
Oh, it is my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, we're so lucky to have you. So Tami, you are known for throwing outrageous, over-the-top, unforgettable events. Please tell me, how important is style when planning a great event?
Style is incredibly important. From the beginning and the get-go, when you're coming up with a great theme, you're coming up with an idea, style is number one. It's how you put a room together. It's the furniture that you bring in. It's the lighting. It's the entire concept is so important. And then what's so interesting is that the style of your event always ends up reflecting what guests are wearing to the event. So style kind of goes hand in hand in how your event is put together and how people are showing up.
You talk about how themes are a really great part of your events. It's something that you're known for. You throw a great theme party. What has been some of your favorite theme parties that you've thrown in your career?
So I'm always kind of my friends from Montreal, I was like, why are you always doing theme parties? Why are theme parties so big? And I said, because it gives Ottawa a reason to get creative, come out and be interesting and express yourself fashion-wise. Theme is everything. It's everything in Ottawa. So some of my most favorites, I think, in the last 2 years have been the Gatsby Party, Mad Hatter's New Year's Ball.
I heard about that
we
one.
We did a film noir event. Most recently, we did our London Calling event. We've done Mardi Gras. Again, it just kind of gives Ottawa specifically, who are typically a lot of government workers that are around and have to kind of be wearing more of a uniform day-to-day clothing, really. That's what they're wearing. So it gives them an opportunity to come out and express themselves.
So that's what I've heard. Most people who attend your events, they come in mass and they dress up for the themes and they really go for it. And I know you and I were talking earlier that sometimes people say to you, you know, people aren't going to dress up for the theme. Like, no one's going to do that. And you say, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. And you're right. People really go for it. Why are they so willing to do that?
You're absolutely right. And every time I do a theme, they say, okay, nobody's really going to dress up. And I kid you not, 95% of the guests that end up coming are dressed up. Mm-hmm. And it's always the 5% who end up showing up saying, darn it, I should have pulled that item out of my closet. I should have went for it. I should have come. I should have, done what was in my heart to do. So, yeah.
So do you think that it's just because you're saying like government workers, it's a bit of a kind of austere town sometimes? Is it there a chance just to kind of break free from that and really kind of for one night do something that's completely out of the box for them?
So there's safety in hiding, right? There's safety in hiding. There's safety in being uniform every day and going to work every day and sort of wearing the same thing. I think Ottawa is dying for that opportunity to go out, have a great theme event, and go crazy over it and express yourself and be interesting. And, people love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree. So tell me, when you have your great parties and your events and you have all of these people dressed up in a cohesive theme, what role does that then play, the fashion at your parties?
There's a very interesting science behind events and parties and how things go. It's not just about the decor, it's not just about the lights, it's not just about the entertainment. It's about how people feel and the experience that they have. And when guests are coming to an event, part of the reason why they're going out is to socialize. And what's so interesting about fashion and style is that when guests end up coming to the events and they're dressed up, it actually gives people an opportunity to talk to one another and start conversations. Wow, where did you get that outfit? Oh my gosh, how did you think of that? So interesting. And people are leaving having had such a socially positive experience. Not only that, the clothing in itself contributes to the overall decor of the event. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, and people end up going home and remembering the energy that was there. And it wasn't the same old cookie cutter kind of clothing and everything else. Everything was just kind of over the top, including the outfits, and it just brings out everybody's personalities, and socially it just creates a little bit of magic, I think.
That's really interesting how fashion kind of serves as a certain device to enhance the party, enhance the guest experience, and then also the decor aspect that you mentioned.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Capital Style Files. We have a really exciting guest here today. It is Dominique Baker from StyleDomination.com. Dominique is an awesome Ottawa fashion blogger. Dominique, thanks for coming today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
How would you describe Ottawa style? What's your take on what people are currently wearing in Ottawa?
I find Ottawa style is a bit more on the casual side than, let's say, Toronto or Vancouver. But there's a lot of great independent boutiques and designers here. So more often than not, especially if you're downtown, you will see some beautiful outfits that are really unique, and it's really nice to see.
Okay, so it's a little bit like up and coming, you're saying?
I would say it's up and coming. People love that, what I call, let's say, the off-duty model look. So
I'm unfamiliar with this look. I need you to explain this to me.
All right, so I see a lot of ripped jeans with boyfriend tees and moto jackets. People love that look here. Whereas, I don't know, if you were to go to Toronto or Montreal, the style's a bit more elevated, maybe a tad more European, but I like the off-duty model look here.
Oh my God, I sport that look all the time. I didn't even know it has a name. Fantastic. So I'd like to talk about your personal style. How would you describe it?
Well, I pretty much roll with whatever I'm feeling the morning that I get up, I throw on whatever I feel like. So I would say I probably err more on the feminine side. I do like my classic looks, but I've been known to rock a more rocker outfit every now and then. I love super fancy gowns. And then, you know, I've been known to throw on denim cutoffs and a little tank top whenever I feel like it.
Oh, I know those denim cutoffs that you're talking about, those white denim cutoffs.
That would be them, yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Those are fabulous.
Thank you.
So it sounds like your style, like you have some classic pieces, and maybe that's lending itself from working at the government, but you also sound quite like eclectic, and you're open to kind of experiencing new styles.
Most definitely. So one of my favorite boutiques here in Ottawa actually is Twist & Weber. They design everything on site and make everything on site, and I find their styles are very eclectic. You'll see a lot of color. It's very, a lot of their designs are very painterly, very feminine and beautiful, so I love that.
So you're quite fashionable, obviously, and you are a fashion blogger. What's the biggest blogging moment that you've had in your career so far?
Probably when I was invited to work in a styling suite for the Toronto International Film Festival. That was
really?
Just such a great experience all around. And when I blogged about that, people really enjoyed those blog posts. So I got
take me to these blog posts. Like, what happened? Where were you? What did you do?
So basically, I was presented with the opportunity to work as a stylist in a styling suite at TIFF. They transformed this beautiful penthouse in Trump Tower into a giant dressing salon. It was gorgeous. And yeah, while I was invited to come work there, I still had to submit a resume. They still want, you know, quality volunteers. So thankfully I was chosen. I went to Toronto and it was incredible. I worked with a bunch of like-minded individuals who love fashion, you know, live, breathe, eat fashion. I learned a lot from the other stylists there, and I met a bunch of celebrities and a bunch of important people. And
let's go back to celebrities. Exactly who did you meet? Just give me a couple names.
Carly Kloss, John Travolta, Liam Neeson, who else was there? Rachel McAdams.
Okay, so you're not messing around. That is a fantastic opportunity. And so that opportunity came from your blog, you putting your content out there, they took notice of you.
That's right.
So this leads me to my next question. So you have a huge social media following. You are very, very popular, not only with your followers and your audience, but you're also very popular with brands. I'd like to know, what do you think it is about your social media accounts that are attracting this kind of attention?
I think, honestly, a lot of it comes down to quality photography. I went out and I invested in a great camera. I learned what looks work for me, so what clothing looks great on me. And I also learned my angles. I learned how to pose, how to do my makeup properly. All of those things, they sound a little superficial and a little silly, but it all leads to a beautiful aesthetic. So
wow, yeah, you nailed it.
Thank you.
And you brought a couple of your looks with you here
Yes.
today. Would you mind if we go take a look at them?
Not at all.
Okay, after you, my dear.
All right.
So we are going to do a couple rapid fire questions for you. It's to kind of get down and dirty. You ready for this?
I am. Let's do it. My fur coats.
Oh my gosh. I would have to say my wedding gown.
My Alexander McQueen heroin bag.
Oh dear.
Definitely Giselle Bundchen.
Well, that's obviously Victoria Beckham.
Naomi Campbell.
Alexander Gunn, fashion editor from Ottawa Life magazine. It has been such a pleasure to talk to you today. So Tami Varma, premier event planner in Ottawa, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been a pleasure to talk about your sense of style, the creative events that you're planning for the city. Thank you so much for coming, Dominique. It's been such a pleasure to have you.
You're welcome. Thanks.